Can you still get 100% of the trophies for Burnout Paradise? Drumroll please. No. And yes! For the 1-year anniversary of the Platinum Hunter show, we took a look at the very first Platinum trophy that I ever collected, Burnout Paradise. But it wasn't the original version from the PS3 era that we covered. Those servers are long gone as EA shut them down back in August of 2019. So we covered Burnout Paradise Remastered instead, which came out in March of 2018, and the servers are still very much online. So to answer the original question, it depends on which version you're talking about. And I, for one, am very happy that at least one version's Platinum trophy is still active. Especially since the remastered version of the game comes with all the DLC bundled in, and in the last video I promised I would cover all the trophies found in those trophy sets. This video is long overdue, clearly, because it's been, yeah, that's a while. But on the bright side, this is a testament to how long EA servers stay up. There are a total of 8 DLC packs with 46 trophies to cover, and I'll be covering them in an order that makes sense to complete them and break down all their strategies to get each one. Don't fret though, because the average difficulty of each pack is 1.5 out of 10, which is incredibly low even by DLC metrics. But the fun factor for all of this content is going to be pretty high, only marred by a few bad trophies that require multiple people to get them. When the game was new, that wasn't a huge problem, but now that it's been quite a few years later, well, it's gonna feel like it's heavy traffic in your way. But again, 1.5 out of 10, so it's not all bad. Let's get smashing and have some fun with these DLC trophies for Burnout Paradise Remastered. This is Platinum Hunters New Game Plus, the show where we take a look at DLC and add-on trophy sets and games without Platinum trophies. Don't forget to check out the trophy guide for the base game of Burnout Paradise Remastered, which I've linked in the description and in the card at the top of the screen. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more trophy guide videos just like this one, because you might just find your next Platinum trophy. Big Surf Island. I remember when I could look out into the horizon and see you being built. This is real, by the way. I wish I had footage of this from back in the day, but where the bridge that connects Big Surf Island to Paradise City, it used to be blocked off and you could see the new area in the distance as a teaser. This game has so many great memories and was an experience. Oh man. Reminiscing is good. I forgot, we're covering the trophies. This is the most meaty expansion out of all 8 trophy sets, so I'm going to cover it first. As soon as you drive across the bridge and embrace Big Surf Island, I recommend you complete your first island tour, as it is one of the events you'll need to clear. This is like the burning routes for the main game, but with multiple checkpoints to get, and it will acquaint you with the new playground. Inside such a small place is a ton of memorable fixtures to get you airborne. Your next trophy activity after you complete the island tour is to find all events on the island. You don't have to complete them if you don't want to, but you will have to find them and mark them all on your map. There are a total of 15 events, and I've included a map to help you find them all. But if you just check every intersection on the island, you'll likely unlock this trophy by yourself. Now we have a bunch of collectibles, but don't fret, because like the trophy run for the base game, you don't have to collect every one of them. As well, this is the only DLC in the whole video with collectibles in it. So, hooray! The only collectible type where you do have to find them all are the island billboards, in which there's a total of 45 of them. The trophies are on screen now, and there are 2 of them to collect. These work exactly the same as the ones in the base game, but instead of being red, they are orange. You still have to smash them all at high speeds to break them and add them to your total. I've got a guide below with all the locations of these island billboards, and some are in some pretty high up sneaky places off some perilous jumps. The smash gates will often lead you to finding a path to a billboard, so get the trophy, drive through 20 island smash gates in the process. I don't think you need a guide for this one because you only need 20 of the total 75 on the island, so it's very generous with the amount you have to get for the trophy. Billboards are also found beside super jumps, or mega jumps as they're called in these parts. So you'll definitely get the Land 5 Island Mega Jumps trophy while hunting for billboards. This trophy is even easier than the last one, as you only need to vault off 5 of the 15 mega jumps found here on the island. You just need to make sure you land on your wheels for it to count, or else climb back up to the jump and try again. Some of these mega jumps even have trophies, like the one for the Crash TV ski jump. And you need speed for this one, so you can get monster airtime for the 4.5 seconds of Crash TV airtime trophy. That's right, you need to be airborne for 4.5 seconds or more, so that's going to require you to hit the ski jump perfectly, and you will need to be going fast. The Dust Storm can be a great vehicle here, as it has the added jump ability to make staying airborne easier. Just bring it to the route that starts beside the junkyard here on the island, and let her fly like an albatross. Albatross! Flapping its albatross wings. Another mega jump trophy is called Jump Through D's Donut. Yep, we're going through the hole again. You will have to use the ramp that is right across the street from the donut and on top of the car park in order to get to this one. You need to get some speed, hit the ramp, and go straight through the donut hole without crashing or messing up the jump. Again, using the Dust Storm buggy is a good thing here, so you can get extra air that you might need to travel through the hole. This isn't the first trophy where we flew through a donut hole though, as we covered one in the Destroy All Humans remake. Check out that video after this one. For this next trophy, there is a mega jump on top of this building, but that's not what we're concerned about this time. It's the climb up that's more important. As we go for the trophy, complete a 750-yard drift inside the Inspiral car park. You read that right. You need to drift up or down this spiral car park at least 750 yards to pop this trophy. I am getting serious Fast and Furious vibes from this trophy, big time. That is almost all the way up or down in one continuous drift, so it's best to use a smaller car here, one that's easier to drift with. Like, don't try to use this with the van unless you want a real challenge. Keep that drift going until you hit 750 yards and let it go to pop the trophy. And just like that, we've reached our final trophy of this pack, and it's going to require you to be online in a free burn lobby. Now we have the complete all 10 Island Free Burn Challenges trophy. This DLC adds some more free burn challenges to the mix, and instead of them changing when you add more players to the mix, they will be the same challenges regardless of how many people are playing. So what you need to do is to have at least one extra player doing the challenges with you, and then go one by one completing them all. You're also going to clear some other trophies in the process because they happen to be the criteria for the challenges. So this is not as hard a trophy as I remember it was back in the day, but it does require you to have someone who wants to play along and get the trophies with you. There's no question that Big Surf Island is epic, and I think it's the best DLC in this game. But we're just getting started. We have 7 more trophy sets to cover, and the next bigger expansion that ended up being released is the next one we're going to focus on. Our second DLC to look at is the Bikes DLC, and I remember when this DLC dropped. It was cool that we got bikes to ride with and do wheelies, don't get me wrong, but it was also a bit underwhelming. You can't race against other bikes, you have to use them in their own separate Freeburn lobbies, so no racing bikes and cars together. Plus, when you crash, there's no ragdoll drivers or destruction. It's a bunch of strange choices for a Burnout game, and some of these choices even bite you in the ass when it comes to trophies. Let's get into why that is. Your first task is to earn 100% of your bike license. This can be done by clearing all 19 burning rides and all 19 midnight rides. These are exactly like the burning routes in the main game, where you have a series of checkpoints to drive to and you are under a time limit to get to them. The difference between the two are that burning rides only appear on the map when it's daytime and midnight rides only at nighttime. You are driving alone against the time, and with many events to do, it kind of feels like a grind. This DLC is the longest one to get all the trophies, and it's pretty much thanks to this 100% license goal. If you're looking for a particular event and it's not the right time of day, you can change the time settings in the pause menu to be always daytime or always nighttime, and that will give you access to the events you still need to clear. But I recommend fiddling around with the day-night cycle for this next trophy called 24 Hours in Paradise on a Bike. Now this trophy can literally be 24 hours if you set the time settings that way, but I recommend setting the day-night cycle to 24-minute day mode. That will make it so it takes 24 minutes real time for a day to complete, and that will help you get the trophy much faster. You essentially have to keep riding around until a full day cycle goes by, so 24 minutes as opposed to 24 hours is much better. With the amount of driving you'll do for both of those trophies, you should be very close to getting the Ride 50 Miles Offline on a Bike trophy. It very specifically says it has to be offline, which is okay because you're going to be cruising a ton of miles completing your bike license anyways. If you don't get it while completing that activity, just keep cruising around the beautiful Paradise City. Maybe switching to a faster bike will help you too, so you can cover more miles at a faster pace. The other trophies you can do on bikes are the road rules, and thankfully these two trophies on screen now are the only ones you'll have to do. These two trophies are very simple, and you can pick up one of the 8-second or 10-second road rules and get the trophies over with quickly. Make sure you change the time from day to night and do the same street again. Practically, these are free trophies. Now we're hopping into a bike free burn lobby so we can complete our last two trophies of the pack. First, complete 5 bike challenges, which can be done with any player count. As long as it's 5 challenges checkmarked that you've done them, the trophy is as good as yours. The problem, like I mentioned earlier, is that cars and bikes don't share lobbies, so you will need to join or start a bike free burn lobby. And what I unfortunately found out is that no one is playing bikes because of this. It's almost a ghost town in general for people playing online, but anyone who is cruising Paradise City is doing it in a car. You might need to find somebody to help you with this trophy and boost it that way. Oh boy, so with that said, our final trophy of the pack is certainly an annoying one. Now you have to ride 10 miles on a bike in a 8-player lobby. Oof. Out of all the DLC trophies we are going to cover in this video, this one is the most miserable to get for all those reasons we already mentioned. If you can find an open bike free learn lobby with nearly 8 players, I would probably consider buying a lottery ticket, because when I tried to replicate this for the video so I can have some footage, I could not find any bike lobbies. So this is a trophy that you're going to need to find a squad of 8 strong in order to get it. Ideally, those people need the trophy as well. I realize that coordinating a massive party of that size is very tricky, but I'm telling you, it's going to be impossible to find an 8-player lobby in this game. But if you do, be sure to waste no time and drive 10 miles before someone leaves and the mileage stops counting. And that's it for the Bikes DLC. I kinda feel like this one is a bit of a letdown, and it's certainly my least favorite to grab trophies for. That's a shame because Bikes in a Burnout game is a tantalizing experiment, but maybe it just doesn't work after all. Oh well, onward we go. The Party Pack DLC is a joke to complete, thanks to it being an offline multiplayer mode. You don't even need a second controller to do it, so you can solo the trophies and it becomes really easy to complete. I really like the idea of this mode, but I never got to play it as originally intended because I was always playing this game with my buddies around the world who are not presently on my couch. The way I'm going to present these trophies is the streamlined way to complete this DLC, and you'll need to run 3 games in total. First, we'll complete a small party for our first play. The small party can be played with 2 to 4 players, so in this case, set it to 2 players and set the round limit to 1 to complete this faster. You'll also get the trophy, complete your first party round in the process if you haven't played this DLC before. This trophy is awarded for simply completing your very first round, win or lose. Now, here is where picking the right challenge type comes in and not messing it up. For the every player succeeds in a party round trophy, you'll need every player to successfully complete the challenge in order to get it. So the best thing to do is pick the stunt challenge type because it only requires you to land the jump. Then successfully land the jump with both players. By proxy, you will also get the every player succeeds in every party game trophy because in the 1-round game, every player did succeed. In a multi-round game, every player would have to do each round perfectly for the whole game. But here, since it's 1 round, perfect jumps, it gives you the trophy anyways, which is convenient. That's every trophy you can get on your first party, and now you'll have to play 2 more. Next, complete a big party, which is 5 to 7 players. Again, you can set it to 1 round and then you have to cycle through the 5 players to get it done. The last trophy and last party you have to do is going to take some time. We have the complete a massive party trophy, which is now the full 8 players. However, as an additional stipulation to the trophy requirements, you also have to set it to 8 rounds to get the trophy. This kinda sucks as that means you're playing the maximum amount of plays the game has. This is going to take you about an hour to do as you'll have to do 64 attempts. You can either do the jumps to get it done faster or you can mix it up and make the best of it. Or even playing it with actual people as it's supposed to be played. That would be more fun when getting this trophy. And that's it for the very easy Party Pack DLC. That's done, and now we can move on to some trophies from some iconic cars from film and television, or rather the bootleg versions of them. The Legendary Cars DLC pack is another very easy one that takes less than an hour, but a fun one considering the types of cars that have been added here. This P1288 special looks like the P12 regular edition, but that particular color scheme can only mean one thing. Press in the analog stick and your suspicions come true. DeLorean, or rather the bootleg version. I guess the rights to all 4 of these cars would be very expensive to license out, so this is the next best thing. Now for the trophy related to this car. Win a stunt run in the P1288 special. This will be fun as all you have to do is start up an offline stun run and beat the target score. Any stun run event is fine, and it's cool seeing a barrel roll while in hover mode. Next, we have the score a boost chain of ×3 in the GT Nighthawk trophy with the car that is supposed to be a representation of Kit from Knight Rider. This show is before my time, so all I know is that this car has very iconic turbo boosts. So you just have to find a stretch of road like the highway and then boost chain till you get a 3x multiplier. This car is plenty fast, so this should be no problem at all. Now we have a very fun and flavorful trophy. This is probably one of my faves in the whole video. You will have to sound the horn on a Silver Lake super jump in the Cavalry Bootlegger. Yes, that is supposed to be General Lee, which is the Dodge Charger the Dukes cruise around in. That's the Dukes of Hazzard. Again, before my time, but I know about this shit. And when you hit the horn, it does play the iconic sound you're thinking of, assuming you watch the show. So pick any super jump. At the top of the jump, sound the horn to recreate the show moment. Just make sure the jump is one in Silver Lake, or it won't count for the trophy. I ain't afraid of no ghost. It's the car from the Ghostbusters. Let's go. Now we have the Light Up the Manhattan Spirit during an online challenge trophy as our very last one of this pack. Join a free burn lobby and get into any challenge and then hit the horn, which will light up the sirens and get you this last trophy. Man, I know this DLC is incredibly easy trophy-wise, but it's such a fun addition to the Cars roster. I can't help but smile with how they incorporated each iconic vehicle's gimmick into trophy form. Well worth the 30 minutes to an hour spent. The next DLC follows suit, so let's get into it. This was a fun DLC pack back in the day because it's really funny seeing your favorite cars in their miniature toy forms. There are plenty of toy versions added to the game, lots of unlockable ones, and even toy versions of some DLC cars too. Pick your fave and win a race in a toy car. It has to be done in an offline race and you can pick any of them. Now drive it to the airfield in Silver Lake because we can get the trophy Barrel Roll a Toy Car in the airfield. It can be any of the toy cars, but the stunt types are always easier to use, and we are replicating a trophy from the base game, but only this time in miniature form. Unfortunately, this last trophy can be annoying for the same reasons we discussed in the bike DLC. Now we have to complete a bike time challenge using the toy bike. Yes, to much hilarity, there is a toy bike and it's a bobblehead looking rider on a pocket bike. You can still do wheelies on it too. That's fun and flavorful, but this trophy is not because of these things we mentioned earlier. No one is running bikes lobbies, or very rarely anyway, so this better suited to your boosting with your bike squad for the other trophies we talked about earlier. And that's it for the Toy Cars DLC. 3 quick trophies, all done. The next trophy set is even quicker than this, and I think the easiest pack in this whole entire video. The Boost Specials DLC gives you 2 funky experimental cars with 2 very easy trophies. This add-on trophy set is a complete joke to complete. First, you have to survive a marked man in the Extreme Hot Rod, which only takes 1 marked man match to do. The trickiest thing about this is that once you boost with the Extreme Hot Rod, there's no going back. You can't turn it off. It will boost until it runs out, and controlling this thing is gonna be difficult. Pick a short marked man route to do this on and avoid boosting if you can help it. Then the other trophy is awarded when you complete a time challenge using all 3 boost types in the Hawker mech. The cool thing about the Hawker mech is that it has all 3 boost types, and you can switch them on the fly by pushing down the analog stick. So when you're using it in a time challenge, choose one boost type, use it, and then repeat that process for the other 2. When you finish the challenge, you'll get the trophy. There you go. That's it for this one. 2 trophies. That's it. Told you it was a joke. And it's kind of less flavorful than the last 2 card packs, but I digress. Let's move on to the next one. The Cagney update, which was a free update back in the day, added time challenges to the mix and added the ability to play stunt runs, road rages, and Markman events online against players in the lobby. This update greatly expanded what you can do in free burn lobbies, as before it was just races and regular free burn challenges. They also added trophies for these modes as well, and here are the trophies on screen now for the new events. For all of these trophies, you have to finish the event to get the trophy, and you don't have to win in the game mode to get it. Note there are 2 trophies for the Road Rage mode, and you will have to play it twice. Once on the red team where you are hunting down the other side, and once on the blue team where you are the hunted target and you have to reach the checkpoints without being taken down. If you are hosting a free burn lobby, you can start one of these events up and then you just need everybody to participate. It works better with people who actually want to play these events, but hopefully you don't have too much trouble getting these trophies. That sentiment also applies to these 2 trophies on screen now that represent the other major addition to the update. You will need to complete a total of 10 time challenges, which works similar to the regular free burn challenges, but now all players in the lobby will have to beat the challenge under a time crunch. Usually the challenges ask you to meet up at a certain location first, and then the time clock starts and you have to complete the criteria of the challenge. It could be any 10 time challenges for the trophy, and it's not locked off to any certain player count. Like the free burn challenges, adding another player will give you access to a new list of time challenges, so there's plenty of variety if you find a particular challenge a struggle to complete. Beat any 10 and the trophy will pop. The Cagney update was a much needed addition to the online experience of the game, and I found the nature of these trophies to not be that intrusive. Even with the nature of these time challenges, where it could be difficult to have people participate, I still think it's a good trophy set. Before we bookend this video with our final DLC trophy set, be sure to hit the like button if you're having fun. Smashing and crashing in this game is such fun, and I'm happy to cover it all. But let's get into our final DLC pack, Cops and Robbers. The Cops and Robbers DLC is essentially this game's version of Capture the Flag, and it was hella fun back in the day when players were running games of it regularly. Now you'll be hard pressed to find one, so you're gonna either need to start up a game and hope randoms want to play, or maybe consider finding people to boost. The good thing is, this time you'll only need one extra person to get all these trophies, although the more the merrier. All the participating trophy hunters are going to have to play both sides of the law at least once to collect all the trophies. On screen now are the trophies for winning a game while playing on either side, whether it's cops or robbers. So play a round as a robber and then play another round as a cop. Just make sure you win to collect the trophies. So if you're boosting with a friend, just trade wins. Keep in mind that for one of those rounds, you will have to win a game driving the Watson R-Turbo Roadster. This is one of the many new cop cards that they added in the game when the update came out. And I really mean many, as there's more than 30 of them, complete with sirens, lights, and everything. But for this trophy, it's easy enough. Just play as that car as you complete the other trophies. Now we got some trophies to grab mid-game, and you can do it from either the cops or robbers side. First, be the first to reach the gold. Off the starting line, you need to race to the gold and pick it up first before your teammates or competitors grab it. Then once you have it, bank the gold. Now take it to the goal without losing it, avoiding getting taken down. In a real game, this can be challenging, but playing with a boosting partner, it's no problem. Now, if you're not the first one to grab the gold, be the one to take down the gold carrier and get a trophy for smashing up the guy on the other side that has the audacity to steal your gold. Once you've taken them out, pick up the dropped gold to get another trophy. It's realistic enough to grab these trophies naturally, but if you are boosting, just cycle through the actions till you score all 4 of these trophies. And finally, the trophy that caps off this whole multi-DLC trophy guide is called Win a Best of 5 Rounds. When you start up the game, simply set it to a best of 5 rounds and win 3 of them. That's it for the Cops and Robbers DLC and all the trophies you need to 100% Burnout Paradise Remastered. Overall, most of these trophies are very quick to complete, and then there's another portion of them that can be a bit tricky thanks to some of the online trophies that require a bunch of players to participate. But otherwise, I think this whole DLC trophy run is light on challenge but heavy on the fun factor. I definitely think all the DLC was a bit on the expensive side with the original release, but now it's included for free in the remaster, so there's no excuses as to why you can't complete these trophy sets one by one. Maybe I'll give you a pass for the annoying 8-player stuff, I get it, that sucks. It's a hassle to coordinate that many people with horrible attention spans, but otherwise I recommend a lot of these DLCs, and they don't take up too much extra time to do once you have the base game's plat. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Platinum Hunter's Guide for the original base game Burnout Paradise Remastered, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions are a fiery, smashing great time, and peace out.